Right, rare day off here. Getting to do a little bit of fishing. It's early November. I'm at RH Fisheries in Shropshire, one of the most prestigious carp lakes in the country, run by my friend Josh and his dad Rob. So they've invited me to come down today just to kick back, cook some food and enjoy. I brought Tom Bateman along. We've got a Wagyu brisket to cook. We've got lots of wild boar goodies. The rods are out, happy days. Whatever happens, we are going to eat well today, that is for sure, because we've got some insane treats in the cool box over there. Here we are at RH Fisheries, where on the side, Josh here runs the Shropshire Boar Company, breeding completely wild strain of boar.
Purebred wild boar, yeah.
Purebred wild boar, but farmed to deliciousness. Yeah. This is a sow, yeah?
Yeah, all sows in here, all females.
All females. Pretty chilled, it seems.
Yeah, they're nice and quiet, to be fair. I see them at least twice a day.
It's amazing you keep them for 2 years as well. That must just help the flavour develop so much. You know, I think an average sort of lifespan of a pig that we eat, sort of commercial pigs, about 6 months, isn't it? Yeah. So
We are fairly sustainable here. They get plenty, especially this time of year. You know, the pens are littered with oak trees. So they get an abundance of acorns fall this time of year. Everything else is harvested from the fields you can see behind us. A nice varied diet, and you get healthy, happy animals.
Cool, right? I can't wait to try one, man. Told Tom to bring a pantry, thinking maybe he'd bring like flour, salt and pepper. This is Tom's pantry. Just sort of laughing at your pantry again, mate.
All right, yeah.
Authentic Indian hot and sweet sauce. Where have you had that from?
It's like crack, that. It's so delicious. It's like hot,
like
sweet, like it says, hot and sweet tasting. Like change of that.
Yeah, and it's Maggie. I'm a big fan of Maggie. Yeah. You know, the MSG Maggie.
Yeah.
Is this MSG laden?
I mean, how good it is, I would say definitely.
Oh, mate. You know what? It says authentic Indian. It tastes quite a lot like the hot sauce you get in Vietnam on every table.
Yeah.
That's real good. So we've got hot and sweet sauce. What is this? Oh. Pipe rod. Hold on. False alarm. Anyway, back to it.
It's just some fermented lettuce. I mean, who doesn't carry a bag of fermented butterhead lettuce with them at all times?
This is just raided from the restaurant, I guess, yeah?
It looks like I've just had it out of the lake, to be fair, but I haven't.
It does look rough, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's delicious.
It tastes amazing. It just looks terrible.
This is slightly more familiar to me. Gochujang, 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 jang.
Gochujang.
Gochujang. Basically hot fermented Korean chili paste. I have brought just 3, so this is an exclusive, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm about to bring out a couple of rubs with, I know, with Angus and Oink. This is a coffee house rub, so nice. I want to have a little taste?
Yeah. Bump me up, baby.
It's quite a lot going on. It's designed for red meat. It's very sort of beefy, kind of umami. You get the coffee.
Yeah, I'm into it.
You feel it, yeah? Feeling that?
Yeah.
So I'm feeling like we're going to use the last bit of that on something that we've got stashed away in there. And then this, jalapeno margarita salt.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Just that instant citrus.
And then it's like all over the place. And I'm really pleased with them anyway. Yeti kindly dropped me off this new box. So we loaded it up with these wild boar steaks from the boar that are grown, bred right here on the site at RH Fisheries. Moving on with that, this is what, Tom?
That is boar bacon. So Josh kindly, thanks Josh, sent me a belly. So took the skin off, took the bones out, and then I've just cured it for 7 days in the backpack. So there's brown sugar in there, load of salt, juniper, cumin seeds, black cardamom, all sorts of goodies. So
we'll have some of that for breakfast. Yeah? Talking of boar belly, we have a whole boar belly here, which I'm going to chuck on the asado, and I'm feeling like we go towards these Asian vibes with that. And sort of, I think we'll probably take the skin off it because the bones are still in, and cook it like a big rack of ribs and sort of get it sort of hot, sweet, sour, you know, just naughty rack of ribs. So we've got that to do, and as a finisher, this. So this is Wyndford Wagyu. So it's Shropshire grown Wagyu beef. It's a chunk of brisket. The amount of fat running through that. Look at the marbling all through there. Now, right, everyone wants to cook brisket on the barbecue, right? Everybody wants, you know, it's like the holy grail. All the guys in Texas are doing it. You know, and people see it. They watch Man versus Food. They want brisket, yeah? If you're going to cook grass-fed, that is the right piece of brisket. And this, to me, looks unreal. So we're going to cook that with my coffee house rub, and going to use the meter to make sure that we nail it. So because obviously I'm here to fish, I don't really want to be like constantly watching it. I also don't want to knacker it, because that isn't, you know, it's Wagyu. It's not going to be the cheapest piece of meat you've ever bought in, you know, in your life, that's for sure. No. But, you know, making sure that you catch it at the perfect temperature will mean that, you know, we don't ruin it. So that I can monitor from my phone, kick back, have a beer, maybe. I had a few too many last night, so maybe just one to set the edge off. And then obviously I'll need to attend to this, which will be on that asada, so we'll be busy cooking. But, you know, the rods are out, as you've seen. We've got nothing else to do but wait, really. The bait's been put out. You know, I've got a pike rod out as well. We've been really kindly allowed to fish for pike here, which nobody is normally allowed to do. I've heard there's one or two big kippers in here. So fingers crossed, man. It's raining as usual, but fuck it. We're just having a good time anyway. Cannot believe the amount of fat that is running through this. Like, it's just perfect, what we want. What I am going to do is give it a good scoring all the way across. It's going to help it to render. We want as much of that to render as possible. Now we're going to go on with the coffee house rub. I'm not going to tell you all of the ingredients, of course, because I want you to buy it when it comes out. But and then we go down this side. So just about enough left to. Just going to wash my hands. By the way, before you mention my nails, I'm fucking fishing. I don't give a shit if my hands are dirty. Like, it's only me and Tom and the crew eating it, so fuck off. And this is Gen 2 meter, so this is the new meter, which can go, not that we need it today, but it can go up to 500 degrees. You didn't used to be able to do that, but it means it's great for steaks. You can deep fry with it. It's really cool, but it's going to go in to the thickest part of that brisket there. Happy days, right in the middle. And then I'm just gonna grab my phone, jump on the app. So internal of that's 7.8 currently. Set up the cook. We're cooking beef today. We're cooking a roast today. We're cooking brisket today. Excuse the cracks on my phone. Yeah, 95 is where we want to be for a sort of perfectly sliced fall apart. And that's it, it's ready to go. It's saying the cook time might be inaccurate. That's because it's only 15 degrees out here and we're trying to get to 95. So once we get onto the grill, obviously that will sort itself out. Oh, look, £160 received from somebody, thank you. Just gonna open it up, the coals are just ticking away. This is a lump of plum wood. So my mate cut down a plum tree the other day. Unbelievably tasty, that smoke that this produces. So that's gonna go in there, like that. We're going to put the deflector in, so we're cooking indirect for the whole cook. Generally, I know that with most of these grills, the hot spot is going to be towards the back. So naturally, I'm going to put the fatter part of this brisket towards the back because it's going to take longer to cook, and keep this thinner end towards the front. If that end starts to sort of look like it's a bit overcooked, we can always wrap it in a bit of foil. And pretty much going to put that to bed and just monitor it from my phone, which is happy days. Right then, so we've got this belly. Now, I've been staring at it for like the last 5 minutes thinking, am I going to leave the skin on or am I going to take it off? I love cooking pork belly, or like, this is boar belly, which is even better. I'm going to take off the skin. Beautiful, right. That's trimmed. It's looking a little bit rough and ready on the top. We've taken the skin off. I'm going to hit this just with my house rub now. Just is a good baseline. We're going to add some glaze to this later, using some of the goodies that Tom brought along, but this is just going to give it a baseline kind of seasoning, I suppose, a bit of flavour. So just going to get that fully rubbed up on both sides. This side, you can see before I put that on, the colour of this boar is just beautiful. It looks more like beef. You know, it's so far removed from our sort of standard pork. You know, the average pig you're sort of picking up from your butcher or the supermarket is 6 months old. So it's alive for 4 times the amount of time, builds the flavour. But also this wild strain of meat is just, I mean, I've just had a real game getting the skin off just because, like Josh said, they have to fight, you know. So they've built this like incredibly tough skin on the outside, and I think that actually probably the crackling wouldn't be necessarily as good as, you know, your conventional pork, but the flavour of the meat is just outrageous. So I'm really totally willing to sacrifice that, that's for sure. Belly strapped up, she's on the cross. Gonna drop her on the fire. And we're just gonna cook that in the residual heat of this beechwood fire and kick back for a bit. Happy days.
So while we wait, which can be a long wait when you're carp fishing, especially for fish of this size, a wonderful venue, but a tough one, but the results are there. Just so happens I have some wild boar bacon. So Josh kindly sent me this. The fat on these boar is just breathtakingly delicious. We're gonna just whip this up into a bacon butty, because why not? Oh, that is hot. So this fat here, I'm just going to toast the old buns in, because that fat is absolutely delicious and not to be wasted.
Get amongst it.
Get in there. Is it good?
Yeah.
I know it's good.
That's a bit good, that. Happiness. Yeah.
No fish yet, but a good butty.
Good.
Right, so we can see now, bones are starting to poke out on this boar belly. It's cooking really nicely. We started it on the skin side, we've been bone side. Just going to keep flipping it backwards and forwards every sort of half an hour now, really. We have almost hit 80 degrees internal temperature now. We're aiming to get it to 95 on this brisket. We're going to have a little look. Mate, look at that. It's looking absolutely amazing. Now, I'm wondering if I should wrap this or just let it go all the way. I think it feels like it's moist enough, so much fat still, and then leaving that cap on, I think it's really protected it. I'm tempted to leave this and take it all the way, you know, without wrapping. So I'm going to put the lid down, just open the vents a little bit, and it's just brought the temperature back up. But it's a really nice, steady kind of incline on the temperature there. It's just hit 80 degrees now. This is around where you'd expect it to stall. So it has for an hour been told us it's going to take an hour, and that's pretty normal. We should go through the stall fairly soon, and I reckon it's going to be an absolute triumph for this. It looks amazing, as you can see. I'm really happy with how juicy it is. If this started to dry out on the edges, then I would have wrapped it, but I'm going to make the executive decision to go all the way on this one. Right then, so we're going to make a little bit of a glaze now for the ribs, which are almost done. We're going to use some of Tom's pantry stuff. So we've got this hot and sweet sauce, which is exactly what I'm looking for, heat and sweet. And then we're going to go in gochujang, or gochujang, I'm never sure on the pronunciation. Going to go for a spoon of that. We're going to go in with some normal ketchup. I'm going to give a little bit of HP sauce too from breakfast because of the acidity that's going to bring. So a good spoon of honey in there. So what we're going to do is get that into the heat, just in the embers, and allow everything to sort of cook down so it's all smooth. And once it is, I'm going to brush it on. Now I didn't bring a brush, but what I did bring was this knackered old set of sprig onions. So I'm just going to sort of like leave those together and use them as a brush, because more than just a pretty face right here. Once that's kind of mixed together, I'll bring this out of the heat. You see it's quite hard to stir at the moment. It's getting looser. not the best brush in the world, but like at the end of the day, you got to make use of what you got in these situations. Right, meter's telling me to remove from the heat, so we must be there. Look at that. Like out in Texas where they do a lot of brisket, they might rest the brisket for up to 12 hours sometimes, right? And the best way to do that is in the cool box. Basically what I'm gonna do is wrap this in foil and a couple of tea towels. I'm gonna drop it in the Yeti and it'll stay really hot and just rest in there until we're ready to eat it. Couple of tea towels, just wrap it up, extra insulation. And then, as I say, we're just going to drop it into the Yeti box and it can rest while we wait for the pork to catch up. To say that I'm not excited would be a complete lie. I can't wait. It smells so good, it looks so good. I've never had a pure Wagyu brisket before, and a British one from Shropshire at that. That could be better. Right, it's time. We're going to hit up this brisket. It's been resting in the Yeti now for, I don't know, hour and a half. And the meter does tell you how long to rest the meat for. I went way beyond what it suggests just because we needed to hold it until these lovely people arrived for their lunch. You know when they talk about the wobble? That's got the wobble. Look at it.
Jiggle, jiggle.
Jiggle, jiggle, baby. Moment of truth. Remember I left that fat cap on, which isn't conventional, but Jesus, look at that.
You can tell that knife's not doing a lot of work there.
It's really not. Stunning. Shall we just like
Yeah, it's
chef's treat?
quality control. That's important. I've tasted.
Pretty mega, isn't it? Wow. Let's get it sliced. And then how are we going to serve it?
So we've got this fermented lettuce, which is going to give it a nice tang. It's almost like a pickle.
Just sorry, I'm just taking loads of time to fan this out. I'm feeling like it's so fit. It is, and the fat's getting thicker. It's just, I'm so glad I left that on.
It was a good choice, that.
Right, wasn't it? So look at that. Stunning. Phil?
Yep.
You've got an insane product there, sir. Like, let's know what you think we did to it, of what we did to it. Need a drier bun, a softer bun. It's been here since yesterday. Yeah? Boom. Who's next? Go on, get involved. There you go. Let us know what you think. Do another one. The people have turned up now, and all of a sudden it's like the food's ready. There's like 20 people here now. So luckily we kept those steaks we cooked up. We had in the cool box earlier. Tom's cooked those. I'm gonna get this rack of ribs off now. I didn't bring my gloves, so it's gonna have to just be grab it and run. There we go. Oof. So excited. Yeah. It's running like butter down to this bottom bone. Lord. Oh, beautiful. In my hand, they're so sticky. From that gochujang honey, nasty Indian ketchup and HP sauce glaze that we made. We're about there. Are you going to slice those steaks up as well?
Yeah.
And then these guys could just hit it up. Been an amazing time here at RH Fisheries, just thinking that I might catch a 50-pound carp. Obviously I didn't ever catch any fish when we were on film, ever, anywhere. So there's no, but they are here and it's the most beautiful place and the boar just looks insane. Amazing wild boar, cooked on the asado, on the kadai fireball with a gochujang, Indian ketchup, HP sauce and honey glaze. And then just the boar steak, just basically with salt and pepper because you want to let the boar sing, right? It's been a good day. I'm gonna have to eat one of these ribs. Flavour's unbelievable. So good. No more pig. Sadly, we didn't catch anything in the end at RH Fisheries, but the rewards are there, trust me. That peg that I was on did a £50 carp just the week before. But it was a beautiful place to be, and we had an incredible time cooking up on the bank and chilling out in the most beautiful setting. So thank you guys. We can't wait to come back next time.